The biggest challenge right now is climate change. The weather now is changing even between seasons and within the season. Most of the agriculture in my country is rain-fed. I think less than 10% of the land is actually irrigated. So the Greenbelt Initiative is one initiative that will make sure that the collaboration that is there between public sector, private sector, and the farm organizations is actually addressing these issues. The target is over the next 10 years, irrigate 1 million hectares of land. Farmer education is very important to try and help them to understand the variability in the seasons and the need to adopt technologies that can mitigate against climate change. So one of the things that we are doing as an organization is we're working with various donor partners to implement conservation agriculture. You are helping the smallholder farmers not to till the land all the time, because traditionally farmers make ridges every year. We've seen that it is not as beneficial, and it opens up the soil so that you lose a lot of moisture that gets in when the rain comes in. So what we're saying under conservation agriculture is that you leave a lot of biomass on the ground. You try and promote the soil to rejuvenate by leaving as much biomass as possible. You disturb the soil as little as possible, and then you also plant fertilizer trees. You use a combination of fertilizers and manures so that over time, within 2 or 3 years, you find that the soil is getting richer in terms of nutrients, and it is able to sustain a good crop. We can't do it alone. We need the partnerships. For example, in the conservation agriculture, we are, as NASFAM, part of the National Conservation Agriculture Task Force. In that, with government, with the private sector, with the NGOs and farm organizations, we are trying to agree, first of all, what do we mean by conservation agriculture? And what are the methods that we should be using so that we can harmonize everything that's happening, so that we have a common understanding. When we work in tandem and delivering the same message, we find that the adoption rates are much, much higher. The politicians are politicians. They may not make decisions that are conducive to the local farmers, to the local conditions and so on. So it's important that we should be represented here in the side events, in the high-level meetings, so that the politicians can hear what it is that we're looking at them to do for their countries, for the nations at large, so that all together we can preserve the climate, we can conserve the planet to have a more sustainable future for everyone.